Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Jayda and welcome. Today's notification shout out goes to Angela. Thank you so freaking much for your super thanks. I truly appreciate it. Te quiero mucho, and you have commented over one time. So I'm guessing you are a silent watcher. I truly appreciate it. Please comment more often. I would love to see you in the comments as well. Thank you so much for your love and support. If you want to be part of the notification squad, all you have to do is just like the video, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below so your comment can be the next notification shout out. We are so close to hitting 7K. We hit 5K in one day, and that let me know that a few of you probably just skipped past the first part, but the new one is as soon as we hit 7K, we'll be posting part 2. So make sure you hit the like button. As soon as you click on the video, boom, hit that like button so we can get closer to 7K. All right? All right, so let me know what you guys are doing, if you guys are cooking, if you guys are cleaning, if you guys are working, if you guys are working out, if you guys are driving anywhere, and if you guys are munching on something. Let me know down below. I would love to know. Also, I need some help on Father's Day ideas. What to do. ¿Qué más? I think that's it. All right, so sit back, relax, and let's get into today's story time. All right, where we left off, Baltimore is picking on me, not giving me my phone, holds it behind her hand, thinking she's all cool, runs to the restroom, locks herself. I'm pounding on the door because I want my phone. Mr. Peach yells down, hey, you better leave before I call the cops right now. I'm not playing with you, girl. Get to going. And I am just like, ugh. If you've ever have felt punked on, that's how it feels like. You have like no control. You can't do nothing. A few FAMBAM were like, how come you don't punch? They are grown ass people, okay? The type of money that these people have, it is so scary because like you could like go missing, boom, throw away the key, boom, they know the popos, boom. Like there's a different type of level of like what these people, you know, like there's no consequence. You know what I mean? It's a different type of consequence they get, you know, like, oh, you can no longer come to like this social gathering. Those are the type of consequences, you know, like, oh, we don't want your donation for this type of consequence. It's different. Oh, FAMBAM, we're saying that I sometimes bring up things that have happened in the previous story time. Yeah, because I'm trying to, it either goes with what I'm saying where it's like, oh yeah, you see A, B connect, or because it just needs to be, because it's just like weird if I don't bring anything. I don't know. I'm not a robot. I'm not going to tell a story time without how I feel, and I have OCD, so sometimes I say things in 2s and 3s because it needs to be said like that, because I like 2s and 3s and I cut out a lot of them. But sometimes I feel like if I cut out all of them, then something bad's gonna happen and it's gonna be all my fault. Okay, OCD is not just like, oh my gosh, that house is squeaky clean. No, OCD is sometimes things that need to be done a certain way, because then you just feel completely off. That's why you guys sometimes see me messing with or fidgeting the top of something. If I don't touch it enough times, then it's going to break, or I do like the interlock. It's like really, you know. But I have been noticing, I've been getting comments of like, how come you touched this so many times? You wasted so much time twisting this, and then how come you didn't move on to this step? Because I just did it, babe. I'm not a robot. I am me, and I am unique in my special way. And I'm over explaining again, but I feel like I had to, because this one FAMBAM wrote me and said that I patted my eyeshadow 2 times, and there's just no need for me to pat it 2 times, and that I could have saved so much time with my eyeshadow look if I wouldn't have gone over that place 2 times. But it's probably because I was having an OCD moment. Not all moments are going to be like the exact same, because you're gonna be like, oh, you didn't do it this time. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It's just, I don't know, maybe I was triggered in the story and that's why I did it. Okay. Now let's get into it. So I go outside because I'm like, okay, I need to take a walk. Obviously they're not going to give me it, and it's just a battle that I'm not going to win, and that's just how it is, unfortunately. So I'm outside and I'm literally thinking of like, okay, I'm gonna go into the garage. I am going to grab everything in there and destroy it, and I'm just going to blame it on Mrs. Peach and be like, it was her, she did it because blah 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 blah. but I could not move from the steps. I was just sitting there, just like I needed to get it back. I kept like replaying, like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I go in there and ask for forgiveness? Should I just try to explain, like, hey, I probably did come off a little hostile, but I'm sorry. Can I please have my phone back? Like, is there a different way that I could have said it? Because sometimes I feel like maybe I do come off a little bit too much. I don't mean to. I was just sitting there, just thinking and thinking and thinking. And where you're in those moments, sometimes the house or your surroundings is like super duper quiet, and I could hear movement come closer to the door. So I go to the side. There is some really tall bushes, and I'm like in the bushes where it's almost close to like the neighbors. So if anything, I was just going to just go over to the neighbor's side. Mr. Peach is storming out. In his hand, he has my phone, and he is like cussing, like talking about me that, oh, pinche squinkla, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why you don't listen. Why do you do this? Why do you do this? And I'm kind of like getting a little giddy because I'm like, okay, good. He's gonna go find me. And I'm thinking, okay, great. Like, maybe this is going to be savable. Just maybe. You guys are probably like, Alexis, what the hell? This is toxic. You need to leave. I need you guys to, y'all always tell me to show baby Lex grace. Y'all need to be nice too, okay? Because I'm telling you, I put up with a lot. And at times, I can understand where a lot of you guys are like, I want to whoop your ass. I want to whoop your ass. Because, yeah, even when I watch sometimes like story times, I'm just like, girl, let me be your best friend, because oh my god, I would not let that fly. It's always easier to defend someone in, like, you know, I would have, but when it's you, maybe, you know, you would have done it. But me, I feel like it's always easier for me to defend my family, or like, you know, my niece. I'm like, I would have done this, don't ever tolerate this, don't da, 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 da. But it's like, I gotta like, there's a lot that I haven't, you know what I mean? It's so freaking hard. But anyways, I'm just sitting there in the bushes, still just like crunched down like that, like crunched. And I'm just like, oh, like, I hope he didn't see me. I hope he didn't see me, because I don't want him to like turn back at me and just like chuck it super hard at me. I'm just like scared. So I'm thinking, okay, when he leaves, I'm gonna go back in the house. I'm gonna fight with Baltimore. I don't care. I don't care, because it sounds like he kind of is like, oh, it went too far, or who knows, maybe he was like, damn it, who's gonna help me with these kids? Because maybe she was like, I'm not going to go get her. Who knows what all he said. So I see the car pull out, and he just like super fast. Okay, cool, chilling. I go inside, and Baltimore's on the couch like this. And she looks at me and she's like, no. So she's like, you know, getting up. And I'm like, sit down. Now, I don't know what came over me. I don't know if it was because I'm like, okay, now it's like 1 against 1 instead of 2 against 1. I don't know what it was, but I was on like, I did not care. Like, And she's like, ¿Qué me dijiste? What did you say to me? I was like, sit down. Why do you always gotta get ratchet? Why do you always gotta get ghetto? And she's like, me? Your mom, bitch. I didn't even know what to say. And I was telling her, like, you wanna meet my mom, bitch? Do you wanna meet my mom? And she was like, tráela, like to bring her. And I was just like looking at her, I was like, you're ugly. She just starts cussing me out, telling me that I have no business being up in here and talking to her the way I do, that I am way too comfortable. And I'm like, how am I way too comfortable? Because I wasn't in the conversation, because I was minding my business, because I was on my phone. What, estás celosa? And she like kind of looks at me, and she takes a minute to answer. I tell her, I'm like, is igual, like you're the same way as Sam. You guys are nasty. You guys know what has happened in my past, and you guys want to like keep bringing that up, mentioning it. But I think you guys secretly like it, and you guys want to know what you can get away with, because what he got away with. Leave me alone. And she's like, what do you want? And I'm like making my way upstairs, because I'm like, I want my stuff. I want my diary. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and have this argument with you. So I was like, yeah, déjame en paz. And I was telling her that I hope she gets her karma, that people like her, estás grosera. She's like, no me hablas así. Like, she was getting so mad. I kept telling her, I was like, pues cállame, like shut me up then, shut me up. And she's like, no way, I'm not gonna touch you. I was like, oh, now you're not. And she just like looks at me, because we don't speak about what happened in that one story time. A lot of you guys could feel in between the lines if you guys know what I'm talking about. She kind of just looks at me, and I tell her, I'm like, you're just as nasty. That everything that she talks bad about, That's you. That's you. Just because you're a woman does not excuse you from being nasty. For all I know, you're just a demon. But I said a different word. She just like looks at me and laughs and tells me, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? That no one wants me, that even my mom doesn't even care if I'm out in the street. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Maybe I'll do what you do. And I'm gonna measle my way into a family and sleep with the husband. I was like, or maybe I'll sleep with Mr. Peach and then you'll be out in the street. And she's like, oh, look how you're talking. Look how you're talking. What? Are you scared because you know that it could be a possibility because that's what you did? I'm now upstairs. I'm getting my stuff and the room still smells like shit. Because I swear Sam rubbed her balls all over my cobija, okay? It is disgusting of how nasty this room smells. Like, honestly, I don't know what they did. I don't know if they sharted. I don't know what, because there was like no caca stains anywhere, but a stone, girl. It smells like poop, and me and her are like trying to talk through it. And she's like, oh, estás gross. Like, you're gross, you're gross. And I was like, shut up, like shut up. That's all you ever have to say. Obviously you're not gross enough. Si todavía like you want to do this and that. And she's like, shut up, shut up. Like she just doesn't want me to keep saying it. And I was like, why? Like, why not? She is just trying so hard to like talk her shit, but like she wants me to stay within like, oh, we can only say this, we can only like this. And so I tell her, like, if people knew what you really were and what you're really hiding, you don't love Mr. Peach. You don't even want Mr. Peach. I know what you want. I know what you want. And she was like, cállate, cállate, like to not say anything, to shut up, that I don't know what I'm talking about. And I was like, it's okay, está bien, está bien. That I don't judge her. I just judge her for how she wants to act like she's innocent. And I was like, it's fine. And then she's like, so you're still judging me? And I was like, yeah, I guess. I didn't really know what to say because I feel like there comes to a point when you're arguing with somebody and I feel like you want to kind of like not play it safe, but you want to be careful. Yeah, play it safe. What you say, you kind of just like go in circles. She just keeps bringing up my stepdad and stuff. They're like, oh, where are you gonna go? Your mom doesn't like you. And I'm not being rude. I'm just talking to you real. This is just how she sounds. And it's not easy to go to like 100 to like a 5 to talk to me because like how I am. And I was like, no, how you are, because you are in the wrong. Taking my phone because you want to look at my pictures. I was like, ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué tienes? So I start bringing up the pictures. I'm like, that's why I like going through my phone so you can see my pictures. And she's like, why do you even take pictures like that of yourself? Okay, so first of all, you guys already know, I've told you guys in previous, you guys do not know, I do like taking pictures of myself. Back then, because I always just was like, okay, like, you know, when you're like feeling yourself, you're like, ooh, bitch, I look good. And you want to take a picture? Yes, I would. So she knew about that. And she would give me like crap for it. And I just didn't understand like why she cared. I feel like she didn't care. I think she just got pissed off that like I'd be like, what are you doing? And call her out on her funky stuff. You know what I mean? And she was like, and why are you taking pictures? Like, why are you still taking pictures like that? And I was like, because I can, because it's my phone. It's my phone. I don't think that I'm gonna take the picture and that you're gonna look at it. I was like, leave me alone. Like, you're weird. She just kept telling me that like, no, that she just doesn't understand why those sort of pictures. And I'm like, why do you keep looking at them? Why do you keep looking at them? And she keeps, why do you keep taking them? And I was like, ¿me quieres? And that's what makes you mad. And she's like, shut the up right now. Like, she got so mad. And I was like, es la verdad, ¿me quieres? And she's like, oh yeah, sí, oh sí, oh sí, te quiero, te quiero. Everyone wants you, huh? Like, says everyone. I was like, no, just you people. And she was like, you people? I was like, yeah, you people. Like my stepdad, you. I started telling her about my cousin. And you know, cochinos that have like hurt me and stuff. And she's like, no, it's not like that. And I was like, está bien. It's okay. You can tell me que eres grosera. Because I already know. Está bien. And she's like, no. I was like, yeah. And déjame en paz. Like, yeah, like, está bien, déjeme. And you know what's crazy, you guys? Over this freaking weekend, I ran into somebody from the story times, and honestly, I felt so like disgusted. You guys will know about this person more. I've mentioned them before on a story time. It was just the balls that people have to act like you shouldn't speak on hurt that they have brought you or done to you, and they just like look at you like they get so mad, like, oh, how dare you for saying stuff about, you know, what happened, blah blah blah. And you want to know something else, y'all? I can't wait to tell you guys like the full thing, but I recently came into some new information. Oh, have you ever just been so like excited you just want to howl? Yeah, like howl, girl. I was like so happy. There's some information I've been wanting to know for the longest, because someone wanted to be messy and nosy, led me right to the trail where I was just like, oof, like it was insane, where I was like, dang, okay. It was crazy, but I can't wait. I cannot wait. Anyways, so she eventually leaves me alone, and I couldn't even like stop to like, you know, where I'm like, hey Lex, like you're already ahead of the game, like quit. Because I still wanted to like go in on her. But because I knew that like I wasn't wrong. Like I was not wrong. And I should have stopped, because I didn't know what, you know, what could happen. I've been told that like, oh, you just know how to push all the right buttons, and like that's why people would like want to square up with me or like put their hands on me. But I feel like, no, you guys are just used to people just shutting up, and only you can say like low stuff, but like I can't say low stuff. Like it just didn't make sense to me. I just never understood that, like how come when I said something it was always like, oh no te pasas, and it's like I'm literally saying the same you are, but you don't like it? Okay, that's crazy. So I'm like finishing putting my stuff, and I can hear the kids crying from the other room. So I was like, oh, I totally like didn't even like think. Okay, so I go to the other room, and they're just like crying and like telling me to please not leave, to please not leave. One of the babies is on the phone with Mrs. Peach. Mrs. Peach tells them to pass me the phone. Get on the phone. She's telling me what the F happened. I kind of give her a small explanation of everything that happened, and she's like, oh my God, he's losing it, and that she's so sorry. It's her fault that he's just, you know, going through it and stuff, but to please not leave, that she'll calm him down. And she's like, Alexis, please, you know, starts telling me that she knows that she gives me a hard time, but that she doesn't mean to, and that she doesn't trust him to be alone with the kids, to please stay with the kids, even if he gets upset, that she'll talk to him, that she doesn't feel safe, and that if I could stay with him with just this one night, and that she'll come tomorrow, but that to please, because he's pissed off. Who knows what he could do? And I'm like, I don't know, like Baltimore's downstairs and we're fighting. No, her. So she starts getting upset, and I'm like, I don't know if I can, because honestly, like I want to stay with the babies. I don't think he's going to hurt them or anything like that. I just need to leave. Like he's already saying that like he's gonna shut me up, and because you know how he told me earlier, like shut up before I shut you up, and I'm like, I don't even want to go through that. Like he is pissed off, and I'm not even trying to clean all this mess. I mentioned that to her because like she made a mess. I'm not trying to clean all this. Like y'all, I think that's why sometimes too I'd be so tired to clean. Like I just don't want to do it. Like I remember when I was on the run and I came back home, and my mom was like, help me clean. And I was like, I don't want to clean, because the whole time I was even with the ex and his mom, like that bitch had me up at 5 in the morning flipping tortillas, cooking for everybody, and like it was just like I did not like it, and I was just like go, you know. I was a freaking go with mi manos, with mi cuerpo, like it was just a lot, you know. And so I was like, no, I don't want to clean the mess. And she starts being the nicest ever. Okay, the nicest. I know you don't even have to clean, just leave it. Don't know, I'll go back and like I'll work it out. Like I said, I don't feel safe. Like as a mom, I do not feel safe him being alone with the kids. And I was like, well then you shouldn't have left them. I'm sorry. She tells me like just to be a little more understanding. I was like, oh, how you're understanding about my mom leaving me, huh? Like how you were so understanding about that. You constantly let me know that I was like a dog in the street. Oh, Alexis, I'm so sorry, and this is maybe my way of learning, blah 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 blah, and trying to make me like honestly feel like, oh, I should not leave, and I feel bad. Like I honestly feel bad, because they were crying, they were like no, and I didn't want him to be an a-hole to them. Like I was just I didn't know what to do. I felt like, okay, do I stay or do I go? Because I don't know. Let's say he does do something and it's like, okay, all you had to do was stay. And you couldn't do that? Like, wow, okay. And then it's like, no, leave. Like they are literally treating you like crap, honking on you. What's wrong with you? So I'm literally on the phone. It just feels muffled, and I'm in my own brain. I'm like thinking about all these things. Like, should you stay? Like, honestly. And all you hear is a wah, 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 and I'm like, do I stay or do I go? And as I'm talking, they're like holding on to me like, please, you know, crying, because I'm trying to think in my head right now. And you're probably thinking like, it's a simple answer. Stay. Is it a simple answer? Because they are freaking psycho, okay? They are like pissed off, and I just told her a bunch of nasty stuff where it's like she probably wants to like whip my ass, you know. And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I'll figure it out. I was like, I don't even have my phone. No, I'll figure it out. Stay with them. And to go into the room to lock it, that she'll figure it out. Please, to please, to please. So now she's like pleading with me. And I'm like, I don't know. She puts a vacation on the phone. And vacation's like, hey, Alexis, I don't know the whole situation, but I don't want her freaking out. I'm like, well, then she shouldn't have left. Like, she shouldn't have left. She tells me it's a very complicated. I know complicated, okay? If you knew my mama, you would understand that I know what complicated is. The thing is, she would say all kinds of nasty stuff, and now look. He's like, I understand that. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, he's like sounding really nice. And I was like, well, I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, have her call him, and then I'll be in the room with the kids. I go in the room with the kids, and I'm like, okay, if you guys stop crying, then maybe I'll stay. Instantly, stop crying, okay? And I'm like, because I'm gonna have to like go through with that. There are just tears, and like you said, you know, and they're like, Munchkin left, we don't want you to leave. And I'm just like, poor babies are traumatized. They're probably like, mommy left, brother left, and now Lex is gonna leave. Like, what the f, you know, freaking out. So I'm like, okay, just chill out. Y'all just sit on the bed. It's cool. It's chill. Okay. I'm surprised Baltimore didn't come back upstairs, because I feel that she was like having a really, really intense conversation downstairs. And I was like, okay, it's Mr. Peach, because she was like, oh yeah, she's here. Yeah, she's here. And you know what she was telling me? Blah, 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 blah. And she is like pissed off that how dare I tell her anything after everything they've done. She doesn't feel safe with me in the house, that he should have heard the things that I said. And it's so funny, okay, when people say, I don't feel safe with you in the house, okay? Because that's not the first time I've heard that. When my stepdad would scream that when I would like fight with him, it was hilarious. I laughed like a crazy ass bitch, okay? I remember one time we were arguing ugly, okay? Because he got snuck back in the house, and he was pissed because he's like, why am I sneaking inside and I'm grown, blah, 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 blah. I remember laughing when it was like a whole thing, whatever. We'll go into another story time. Anyways, he's like, I don't feel safe with her in the house. I was like, laughing like a psycho. I was so mad because I could not hit my mom that I like leaned up against the thing and just started going boom, boom, and like my elbows, both my elbows went through the freaking wall. Like, it was just, okay, my mom flipped her shit because we had to pay for damages. And he was like, mira, pinche loca, whatever. And I was like, like I was hitting it so hard it didn't even hurt. Okay, it could have been 1, because of adrenaline, 2, because it was a cheap ass freaking apartment. I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I just hit it. My mom was like, knock it off. I was like, I have to, because it's either I do this or me and you are fighting. I was so livid, and I went to juvie that day. But anyways, so it makes me so, like, it makes me laugh so hard when I'm like, I don't feel safe. Bitch, let me go violate you real quick. I won't make that a true thing, okay? But yeah, anyways, so she's cussing. She doesn't feel safe, and she's like, no, listen to me. Because he's probably like, bitch, shut up. You sound so stupid. You don't feel safe? Bitch, the audacity. So I'm like dreading him coming back home because I'm just so scared. At times, it's not that I hate confrontation. I just hate talking. Because like if it's not going to, I don't know where it's going to go. You know what I mean? I think that's what I hate. I think I hate that sort of thing, especially when it's defending myself. I always feel like, ooh, we're gonna get in trouble. When, you know, you start to defend yourself, it kind of feels like naughty. I hate it. I wish it can be taken away, because everyone around me always saying what they want with their full chest and their huevos like right in their throat. I don't know why. Like, if someone can, because like a lot of you guys are like, Jade, read this book, it will help. Do this, it will help. I'm trying, because I'm still trying to do that today. Recently I told a certain family member that I've been like kind of like, I'm scared to hurt their feelings because I love them so much, but they could care 2 and a shake if I feel any type of way or anything, because when plans are about me or whatever, they're quick to reschedule, do this and do that. But when it's them, I feel like I have to like, no, like I have to. And my husband has to be like, no, you don't. I think people would be really surprised on how blunt, how different me and my husband are. He is straight Capricorn. Don't give a damn about feelings or nothing. And I'm like, well, what if they makes them feel like this? Or maybe I read it wrong, or maybe this, or maybe that. And he's like, how many times are you gonna read it wrong? You're right. I'm like dreading him coming. Okay, I'm like, I don't want him to come home. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm cool with pretending like nothing happened. I'm like starting to feel like that, because honestly, it is like such like an adrenaline rush I don't wish on anybody. Like, have you ever had such high adrenaline where you like either or vomit. It's intense, okay? It's really intense. And I can't even like go to the restroom because I move and the littles are like, where are you going? You said. No, you said. And I'm like, yes, I know. I just need to go to the restroom. Okay, we'll go with you. We'll look in the corner. And I'm just like, you know what? Just kidding. I don't gotta go. I hear the door open and close and I'm like waiting. I'm like, oh, he's gonna come upstairs. We're gonna go at it again. We're gonna go at it again. Like, I just feel it. And for the sake of the littles, a lot of you guys already know that I don't give too much information because of privacy issues. That's why you'll kind of see me like skate around. I'm like waiting and one of the littles is like, I think well to my left. I'm like, you're so smart, because I didn't even think that. Like, you're so smart. So I kind of relax a little bit more because I'm like, oh, okay. Finally, go to the restroom, get situated. The room still stinks. And I'm like, okay, someone dropped a turd somewhere because there is no way that it stinks this bad still. Like, it's insane. And I'm like so upset about it because that is just disgusting. It's not just the room I sleep in, bitch. It's the room you sleep in. You think you're going to bounce? I cannot wait for him to tell you you cannot. So we're waiting. We hear the door open again. One of the littles jumps on me. Dad's home. Please don't fight. Please don't fight. And I'm like, okay, I won't. Like, no, please just shut up. And like put the little hand over me. Please just shut up. Like, they don't want me to fight. And I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. It makes me so mad because it just reminds me of like my brothers. And I'm just like, it makes me feel like, okay, it's me. Like, it's me. Like, it's me. Like, I have to shut up. Like, it's me. Like, that's what it is. It's me. But no, it's not. It's not. So it's a constant battle in my head of, it's not you. It's not you. And then the other side, it is you, bitch. It is you, bitch. Just shut the fuck up. Shut up. Constant. So I hear his footsteps coming up the stairs. The whole house is quiet. Little sweaty palms on my mouth. And I'm just like looking down like, okay, trying to calm myself down before he gets all the way to the door. 2 knocks at the door. Alexis, can we please talk? Alexis. Ugh. I hate being called that. And you know what's funny, y'all? I told y'all a certain name I did not like being called, and tell me why. I'm even getting FAMBAM sending me mail saying that particular word I do not like. Like, why do y'all do that? That's not cool. I was like, I knew it. And it's not even a word that anybody would be like, oh, that's just like a comment. No. I was like, what do I do with this? I've gotten like a few DMs calling me be like, by that. And I'm like, and I had to rewatch the video that I mentioned it on. And I even said, I don't like being called this. A lot of y'all don't know this. And a lot of you, if you guys start calling me this, I'm gonna know that you're only calling me this because you know I don't like it. I don't like how he would call me. Alexis. See, in a minute I'll go, okay, and then he slides my phone and only makes it halfway, and I'm like, okay. It's so triggering because I'm like, how do I react how I want to now since things have like calmed down? I know it's probably toxic, but I'm like, I hate how this would happen. Like, and I would be like, all these emotions, and then expect things to go back to like normal. That can really like mess with how you think because you think like things have to be toxic, and then when things are like normal and there's no drama, there's no nothing, it kind of like throws you off and your brain's kind of like, nah, we need some action, we need some cussing, we need some insults, we need some daddy issues, we need some mommy issues, we need something to get us pumping and going. It's so hard. So I kind of just like feel like, like, how do I react? What do I do? Do I stay quiet? Do I tell him like, no, I'm still leaving, I'm just staying for tonight? Like, what do I do? Because now I don't feel safe, because now all of a sudden you over here want to keep my stuff and be like, nope, it's my property, it's my property. And you ain't got no backbone when it comes to Baltimore, like at all, because obviously you didn't tell her nothing. Instead of telling her like, hey, don't do that, she's been helping me with the kids. Because who else is cleaning up your throw up, huh? Who else is doing X, Y, and Z in the house? Like who else? So I'm like feeling all these emotions, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have all this to say and I'm gonna mean it, and it's just like so many things, and I'm like, don't back down, don't back down, don't back down. But it's so hard because at the end of the day, I am a child and I don't have a grown reaction like how Big Lex would. Yeah, f you and your mom, bitch. Bye. Go, you know, and I'd leave. But it's so hard to be such a big voice when you are still so young. And it's so hard. All these things, because there is so many things that I have done that like I will put in the book for you guys where it's like, why, Jade? Why? I don't know. Patricia did it. Just kidding. I take my sweet time going down there because I'm scared. I am so scared of what will happen. And I am like actually terrified. I just want time to freeze. I just want to be stuck up here with them and not have to deal with anything. Like, I don't want anything to happen. I'm scared. Like, I really don't want to do anything. I just want to be trapped in the room with them and I don't have to see y'all at all. So I go downstairs and he's sitting at the table. He tells me, por favor, siéntate. Like, to please sit down. He tells me this is not something that he does and to not get used to it, but that he is going to be vulnerable with me. And I'm like, he's like, por favor, cállate. Like, please shut up. Because I was gonna tell him, no, please, I don't want to hear it. It's none of my business. You know, that kind of, I was gonna do the whole spiel again. He tells me that he was out of line and that he is really sorry. He should have never done that. He should have never let her do that. That he was just in the moment and things happen in the moment, and he apologizes. That he would never call the cops on me. He would never, you know, destroy my property, anything like that. That he don't know what overcame him. That he was just extremely hurt because of everything. I don't even know the half of the things that Mrs. Peach has been telling him, but that I don't need to know that either because he understands, and that I'm extremely mature for my age, and that he's actually very proud of me because of how I stood my ground and that I didn't let them like tell me whatever. And y'all, some of you are like, oh, that's such a nut. No, to me it felt like bullshit. Like, it really did. I was just like, nah, you just came to where you like, I need her because of the kids. And he brings up the kids and that they were really upset with him, that he doesn't know if they have told me, but they threw a fit. They were so mad at him that like he ran off their mom and now their nanny, their favorite nanny, because you're their favorite. And this sounds a lot better in Spanish to me personally. I just feel like the words just flow so much nicer, you know? But pretty much that I was just their favorite and that he sees me like a daughter and that he is so sorry, and to forgive him, that he's just going through a lot, that he had lost his wife and he knows that it's because of his actions, and that he had lost little Munchkin and he knows that it's his fault because he's harder on the Munchkin. He has lost Sam and Sam doesn't want to come home, and that's a huge slap in the face, and that he is confused and want to hear about that. So I'm just like, And he's like, and you don't need to hear about that, but it's really hard. It's really hard. So he's apologizing and it's so awkward. Men apologize to me. I know that sounds harsh, but not even men, that type of men, you know? Like, even when my stepdad would apologize to me, I could not help but like want to laugh in his face. Help me, Lord. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because like I know it's just bull. I don't know what it is, but I literally want to be like, shut the f up. Like, I swear, I'm not even lying. Like, when it's only certain people though, and when I get that feeling of like when we're talking and if you're apologizing and I get that feeling, I swear it's like, I know you're lying. I don't know why, because like, why would I feel that urge with like those people and associate them with you? Like, why do I get that too? You know what I mean? It's so weird. He just keeps looking at me like, are you listening? Like, I just want to apologize. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's not easy for a man to apologize, and that he really is sorry that he let his anger get the best of him, and Baltimore should have never grabbed my phone, and he should have never said those things, and that he would never call the cops on me. And instead of like this being a place for me to feel safe, I probably feel super unsafe, and he's never wanted that, and he's always seen me like a daughter, and that I've said some mean things too that he understands. And I'm just like sitting there like, does this man want me to apologize? Because I'm not going to, because I don't feel like I should have to, especially like because of the circumstances. Like, I don't think I should have to. So I'm just like literally just like looking at him, and he's like, and you don't need to say sorry to me. Like, you don't need to, because it was my fault that I really proved myself taking care of the kids and just being there. He's so sorry. And that when Mrs. Peach called him, he couldn't agree even more. He doesn't even know what to do with the kids, and that he's sorry and to please forgive him. He tries to reach for my hands and I flinch, and he was like, I know, Alexis, please no, like, I never wanted to give you that feeling, like, please, because I flinch, because I'm just like, I don't know what he is capable of, or I get scared, you know? It's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. He tells me that I could stay. He understands if I don't want to stay and if I need to figure out what to do, that the kids really need me, especially with the circumstances that they have going on right now. He knows it's a lot. So what can he do so that I can stay? And I tell him that it's just not easy, because I feel awkward telling him like, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. So many people would be like, I could. Yeah, I couldn't. Like, it's really awkward for me. I hate when people tell me like, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to make it better? It's so weird, because it doesn't even feel like genuine. It feels like you're forced to do that. It could just be me. I don't know. I just keep like telling him like, And yo no sé, I don't know. And he was like, oh, that like he's just so sorry. He's never wanted me to feel like that, and that he says a lot of stupid shit, but that he hopes that I know that he doesn't mean it. And then I was like, and then nacho thing, because of his stupid comment that he made, he's like, no, it's just because I, you know, don't want you messing with people like that. It's just, no, like, I'm so sorry, it's not my intention, I don't think I'm hurting your feelings, you're just a strong person, and I just think like, oh, you can take it, but I gotta remind myself that you're a girl and that it's not okay for me to talk like that. He's just apologizing. He tells me that he's had a lot to drink as well, so that I need him to apologize to me tomorrow, that he will. He is just so sorry. And he just keeps apologizing and apologizing. And it just feels so awkward, you guys, because it's like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. He tells me that if it's Baltimore, that like he won't let her come over unless I'm okay with it, that he really needs help with the kids, because he doesn't think that Mrs. Peach is going to come home anytime soon, and that it's really hard, that he never realized how hard it was until she was gone. He knows that I don't like talking about this stuff, but like to please to be forgiving. And I was like, okay, I'll think about it. Gracias, amor. And I'm like, because like now you're pushing it, don't call me that. And you guys are probably like, Jade, like it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it is a big deal. Don't call me that. He tells me we'll talk more in the morning. I tell him if there's a way that I can get Sam to clean the room or something, because it smells like poop. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, like how we went in the room and I showed you, like it still smells like poop. And he's like, what? I don't understand. I'm like, I don't know if she left a turd somewhere, but and he's like, gay? Like he like doesn't want to believe it. So I'm like, do you want to go smell? You could tell he still wanted to be like, what? Like upset about it, like, no, I don't want to go smell, like what the heck, I just said sorry, like take it and leave it. But he's like, oh, okay. He goes upstairs, he goes in the room, the kids are just like looking at him, and he's like, hey, like que gacho, like it stinks nasty like that, what is it? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you haven't, you know, gone through everything, flipped everything. I'm like, I'm honestly scared to like flip everything, like I think Sam put poop somewhere. He's like, what? I don't understand this, she's not like this. And I kind of just like look at him, and he's like okay. He tells me that me and the kids can sleep in his room, that he will sleep downstairs on the wet couch. I don't know why he wanted to leave that detail in, like if I was going to care. I do not. And I'm like, okay. His room has a lock, so I was like okay with it. Me and the kids go in the room, and I'm like going through the phone. I'm seeing if Baltimore sent herself anything, and I just feel super gross. I delete all the photos that I have of myself. I was so sad that I deleted the photos. I know it's not even like a big deal, but to me it felt like it was, because I really liked the photos, and I was just disappointed that like I even had to do that, because she was such a freaking weirdo. So the next day comes around, I wake up and I hear Sam's mom. The kids are still sleeping, come out of the room, and Sam's mom's like, why are you in that room? And I tell her like, oh, because Sam, she left something in the room. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So she was there to clean it. I ask her, do you need a hand? And she says, nope. She kind of seems like she has a little attitude. I don't like how she said it, but I gotta stop like reading so much into things. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna even like let it bother me. But it did bother me with her whole nope. I was like, great. She's probably thinking X, Y, and Z. Who cares? But it bothered me how she was like, nope. Is it a big deal? Nope. But it was to me. So I make my way downstairs. Mr. Peach is like cleaning up and doing a whole shebang downstairs. I can't help but feel like, oh, this is all like a stunt, like this is not real. He's not going to do like a whole 180, or who knows? Who am I to say that it's not? Because, you know, I'm gonna start cooking something, and he tells me, no, don't, we're gonna go out to eat in a little bit. And I'm like, oh, okay. He tells me like if I could please get the kids ready and help him out with that, and I'm like, that he would really appreciate it. So I'm going back upstairs. Sam's mom is cleaning the room, and she has like a bag that is like full, okay? And I see that my diary's in there, so I'm like, oh, sorry, can I just grab this real quick? And she's like, well, how come you didn't get it before I started going through things? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, no, it's fine, I just can't believe there's so much mess in here. She's throwing away a lot of Sam's things. I can't help but say like, oh, are you taking it? Is this throw away? She's like, no, honey, this is throw away. Mr. Peach told me that I could throw away what I don't think is going to be useful in the room for her. And I'm like, oh, so is she coming back? And she's like, yes, she's coming back. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be nosy. It's just because I got the impression of she was leaving with you. She's like, no, she can't. I'm like, oh, okay. Deep inside, I kind of felt like a little bad for her because she didn't want to be here anymore, you know? But who could I not wait until I could see her little bitch ass? Because I wasn't going to forget all that her and Cherry were saying. Like, they had lots to say, but it's because she probably thought she wasn't going to come back. So I was like, okay. She was cleaning out this room. Like, there was so much that she was cleaning out, and I was like, okay, she gonna feel it when she gets back, but you do what you gotta do, girl. Do what you gotta do, because it was a lot that she was doing. Wake the baby up, get them going, get the day going, and we leave. So we go out, we have a really, really good breakfast. The kids are in a good mood. Mr. Peach tries to pick up Sam, but Sam does not want to come. He keeps telling her on the phone she's only visiting with her mom. They have an agreement that she is going to come back. She's screaming from the phone. He's like, oh, we need to talk about what you did to the room. That's not okay. Nope, that's not okay. Because she's probably laughing on the other side like, shut the hell up. Who are you all of a sudden saying this? You know, it is very frustrating. So he's trying to remain calm, and you can tell he's like really trying to like be different. He's like really, you know, trying in that one day that they put all that work into, you know, one day. I think it's really toxic of young Lex. Because I would see patterns like this and right away I would recognize, because my stepdad would do the same. He and my mom would fight really, really ugly. The next day we would have like, oh my gosh, a Disneyland day. Okay, a Disneyland day, because Disneyland doesn't come all the time, baby. Okay. And it was awesome. It was fun. We got to get whatever we wanted. It was, oh my God. And then back to regular programming, you know? So I just kind of like knew it. I didn't try to milk the situation too much because first of all, not my parent. Second of all, it just wasn't like, nah. So we go out to eat, take the kids out, they get their toys. Literally, I was like, okay, it's the same playbook for like all dads or what? Like, this is insane. We go to this really, really nice park and I see Munchkin running to us and I'm like, what the? So I get excited, pick him up. Mr. Peach tells me if I can watch the kids, that he's going to talk to this Peach. So they're talking. You can kind of hear that the conversation is getting a little bit like loud. You can see him like, oh, like, you know, asking for forgiveness. It's kind of sad. But at the same time, it's like, I don't blame her for being fed up. You know how much he embarrassed her? Like, constantly embarrassed her. And it didn't stop. Like, it did not stop. And I feel like she gave like chance after chance after chance after chance, and it like literally did not stop. Like, he could not stop. I don't know why. Like, I don't understand like why he couldn't just stop. So the kids are distracted, they're playing. Munchkin ends up getting called and he takes off. Like, he's like super quick with it. He don't even hug Mr. Peach. He's just like, nope, I'm not trying to like get stuck in the pack. Bye. Leaves. Mrs. Peach calls me over. She tells me that she's so happy that I stayed and that she's so sorry that this is just something that they're working on, and that she's really trying to be a better person, and that to like please be patient with her. If I'm patient with my mom, that she hopes that I can be patient with her. I didn't like that. You don't have to include my mom, because the patience I have for my mother, I do not have to have the patience for you. I hate when people think like, oh well, you have patience with so and so, like you should do that for me. No, it's not like card that I just hand out to everybody. Get out of my face. Like, why would you think like that? Like, you're stupid. So we leave and Mr. Peach has kind of like an attitude and he's trying to chuck it, but you can just tell like he is irked. Okay, he is like super duper irked. And I don't know if it's because as we were leaving, we both saw Vacation Man in the car and he was just sitting and watching. So I don't know if he was irked because of that or if he was irked because Mrs. Peach was, you know, standing her ground. I don't know, but I want to say it was because of Vacation. He was probably like, oh, that's why she didn't feel comfortable, because as we're driving, he's like, like if he was really thinking, you know, like, oh, that's why. And I thought the same thing too, like, okay, maybe she would have folded if she didn't have him in the car waiting, you know? So he drives to a liquor store and I'm in the front, kids are in the back, and I'm like, no, like, let's like no, like, you know, I don't know why I thought like I could say something. And again, in my head, as soon as it left my mouth, I was like, learn your place. Don't start like making little comments like that, because you guys might think it's something small, but something small like that confuses perverts. Okay, confuses people. He puts his hand on my thigh and like squeezes it, and he's like, está bien, chiquita, está bien. Ew. That he's only gonna drink a little bit, okay? He promises. Gross. Like, why are you doing all that? Some of you are gonna be like, dude, it's not even that big of a deal. My dad talks to you. Yeah, your dad. He's not my dad. He's not my tío. He's the man I work for. I shouldn't have said anything. I was like, as soon as it left my mouth, he gets it. We go home. Everyone's like winding down, doing their own things, and he is in the kitchen just go 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 go. And I just like get nervous because I'm like, oh, I hope he like drinks till he passes out, or I hope he calls Voldemort to pick him up. Like I just, like I didn't feel comfortable him drinking and us be the only ones in the house. I'm just like, I'm traumatized. So I don't like when activities like this go down, because my mind just starts thinking and thinking and thinking, and I just get paranoid. So I am like on edge to the point where like he notices, because I'm like that, okay? And so he like tells me like what's going on, and I'm like, nada. And he's like, ¿por qué te miras así? And I was like, oh, I don't know, that he's just gonna stay downstairs, that if that's what I'm thinking or something, that it's fine, I can have his bed until we get new sheets for the cama. That Sam's mom was saying that she found the toilet paper that they had wrapped up in there, that it was really gross, and that he's sorry that he didn't believe me, that he doesn't understand why like they do like this nasty stuff, that she probably learned it from Baltimore. And he kind of starts laughing that like está cochina así también, that she's like gross like that too, that he doesn't understand that like why they do that. And I'm not laughing, and he's like just like quiet after he sees that like I'm not laughing, because I don't find it funny. That's like just like spitting on somebody. Like it's not funny. I don't like hee ha, like that's no, like I don't know, like I don't know what about it, but it irks me so bad, where I'm like, why would you like think that's like funny? Like if I were to like swallow poop bacteria, I would get like a stomach bug, I would like get sick, I would get a fever. Like that's gross, you know, like that's nasty. I didn't understand it. So I go upstairs, all the babies are getting ready for bed, we're just chilling on the bed. I have the door locked because I don't want any of like, oh, I forgot I was going to bed, blah 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 blah. So like hours pass, and I'm just like watching TV on my phone, messaging, having a good time, all that stuff. I hear the door like jiggle. Ugh, instant, like I'm just like I get like fear in my stomach. Like I'm like so paranoid, because I'm like it's happening, oh my god, why like why, it's gonna be so awkward, like, you know, going through like all these emotions. So I keep telling him like, like in here, busy, like if I'm in the restroom or something, you know. And he like keeps trying, and I'm like, do I get up and open the door? Like, what do I do? Like, I'm just so nervous. And I'm like, and he just keeps going, like, jiggling the freaking door, like, just trying to, like, get in, like, just trying. And he starts saying Mrs. Peach's name. And I'm like, no, she's not here. Remember, she's not here. So I start getting kind of, like, scared, because I'm like, I don't want him to get confused. And we've talked about this, girls, you know, and gentlemen, that I'm like, so I'm like, my stomach is turning, and like the kids are like sleeping. I don't know how to explain that feeling where you feel like, oh my god, like it's happening, but it's like you don't have to open the door, like it will be fine. Like, why are you tripping so hard? Like, it's going to be okay. But inside you're like, no. You start getting like paranoid, like no, they're coming in right now, they're gonna come in right now, they're gonna bust through the door right now. But all you have to do is just like make sure that the door stays closed. But your mind is telling you like, no, they're gonna open the door, and that's it, this is the cucuy right there, he's coming. It's freaking out. And I hate that I get like this. Like, I wish I could just like, but even grown like skits like this, okay? Like when someone tried to break into our house, and I'm like calling the 911 person. If you guys have seen that vlog, I'm just like, Jade, calm down. But like paranoia takes over, and it's just like so hard. So I'm like, I'm in here, Mr. Peach, I'm in here. And he's like, open the door, por favor, mi amor. And he's like saying her name, and I'm like, she's not here. And he starts like pounding a little bit harder. And I'm like, she's not here, she's not here, she's not here. So I do the thing that like I think is gonna help, and I call Mrs. Peach, and I'm like kind of like crying because I'm like kind of like scared because I'm like, oh my god, what if he thinks like I'm gonna be her? And I'm traumatized, you guys. Okay, when you have been in situations that like I have, it's very terrifying. Okay, because a man's strength is no joke. It doesn't matter how hard you fight back. It doesn't matter how much you think that you can like, you just can't. Okay, you literally can't. Okay, he is like pushing like almost like 200. I cannot. Okay, it is, I will not win. All these things are running through my head, and she's like, hey, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Like, are the kids okay? Are the kids okay? And I'm like, he's really drunk, and he's trying to bust into the door. He thinks that it's you, and she's like, okay, relájate. And I just to stay calm, that she'll be there in a minute. And I'm like, no, like I'm scared. And she's like screaming at me to calm down, like it's not that serious, just to calm down. And I'm like, no. And she's like, Alexis, he wouldn't hurt you. And I'm like, you don't know that. He keeps trying to come in the room. He thinks it's you. And she's like, Alexis, please calm down. And I'm like, I can't. And I'm like literally like scared. Okay, so I get so scared that I wake up the kids and I hide them in the closet. That's how scared I am, because I'm like, oh my god, I don't know like what's gonna happen. Like I'm literally like terrified. Okay, they're like, what? Like they're like so like discombobulated that like they just like knock out in this freaking closet. Okay, so we're just in the closet, and I'm like just like freaking out. It's honestly like I don't know how to explain it. Like I look back and I'm kind of like, oh Jade, like it's okay, but like I wish I wouldn't get that scared. Like I don't know how to explain how like petrified I get. Like it literally is like the PTSD, and it is insane because it just puts me back to like being little, and like as many times like I didn't want bad things to happen, and like the kukui would still come get me at night, you know? So I'm like, like telling her to hurry, like to just speed. She tells me that she might get pulled over, so she speeds like that. And I'm like, I don't care if you go to jail. Like I'm just like freaking out. She's telling me to calm down. As I'm talking to her on the phone, he's like, you know, banging on the door, and he's like, amor, por favor, perdóname. Like, please forgive me. And I'm like, go downstairs, because I'm like so scared. Okay, and like some of the kids are like waking up, like what the heck's going on? And I'm like, shh, go back to bed. But I'm like still like freaking out, and I'm like, go downstairs, she's not here. And he's like, open the door for me, my love, open the door for me. And I'm like, she's not here. So I'm like really like just like like just go away. And it's like, Alexis, stop responding. But in that moment, my brain is not telling me, Alexis, stop responding. My brain is telling me, keep telling him that she's not here and maybe he'll go away. No, that's not how it works, okay? No. Like, you think that you're doing something, but you're really not doing it, okay? You need to calm down, Jade. I'm like that person in the movie where you're like, why did you go downstairs? I don't know. Or like you're running and they trip. That's me, okay? Like, ugh. So I'm like now by the door, so it's like, here's me, here's the door, here's him. And I'm like, she's not here. Get away from the door right now, please. I'm like, get away from the door. And he's like jiggling it. Like he's really trying to like get in. Please, let me just talk to you. Please, let me talk to you. And I'm like, no, I'm not her. And I'm just like freaking out. I hang up on Mrs. Peach because I'm like, you're not coming fast enough. I hate all of you guys. Like, I can't believe I'm here doing this. I knew I shouldn't have stayed. I call Baltimore. I know. So I call her. She immediately sends me a voicemail. Call her again. Immediately voicemail. Calls me again. Voicemail. Call again. Voicemail. So I text her. Mr. Peach is super drunk. He's breaking down the door. Help. So she calls me back. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Like yelling at me that she doesn't want to be doing this to that like he told her off about me, blah 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 blah, and that she's not gonna come over unless I ask for forgiveness of all the nasty things I said about her. And I'm like, no, either you come or I'm calling the cops. So which one do you want me to do? You wouldn't do that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna call the cops, bye. So I hang up, and she like texts me back, don't call the cops. He is still like crying, okay? And I'm like, what the hell? So like literally it feels like they took forever. They took 15 minutes to arrive. 15 agonizing minutes, okay? He like pushed the door so much that it is starting to like break. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It goes silent. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, what happened? Did he like just pass out? So I'm like, Mr. Peach. And I just hear groaning, okay? Like, oh. And then you hear splat. And it's just puke. And I'm like, because I'm just like, who is going to clean it? Who doesn't want to do it? but who has to do it? Okay. Just want to make sure. So it just splat. And I'm like, but it gets even worse. All you hear is the zipper all over the floor. It starts getting into the room that I'm in. And I'm like, so my legs are like this. And I'm like, Mr. Peach. Because I'm just like, what are you doing? I start getting scared because you know how people sometimes, they say like when they overdose or they pass away that they vomit or poop themselves. Like everything just like leaves their body. So I'm like freaking out. I'm freaking out. Is he dead? Did he just die right now? Did he just die? So I'm like screaming. I'm like, what the heck? So what does my dumbass do? I open the door. Yeah, I open the door. So I unlock it. I look and he's like just like up against the thing, like the wall and stuff like that. And he's like just talking to the wall. And then he like turns around and he sees me and I close it and lock it. And he's like, why are you doing this to me? Oh my gosh. Don't. I was like, okay, good. He's not dead. He's not dead. But I'm like thinking about all these like, oh my God. So I'm like freaking out, like, please, Mr. Beach, please calm down. And he's just like pounding. And then I eventually hear him walk and then boom, he falls. How do I know he falls? Because all you hear is splat. And I'm like, oh my God. I just have my hands up against the door because I'm like, I'm not going to check on him. I'm not going to chance opening up the door because like I can just not, like I cannot. This is disgusting. I go to the restroom and I start getting towels and I start to pat them down. These are expensive ass towels. Okay, let me just tell you that. Expensive. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so disgusting. Check on the kids. They're still chilling. They're good. They're passed out. Okay, these babies could sleep through a lot. Okay, they're just knocked out. So I grab those ones, clean up the mess, put the dirty towels in the shower, grab more, clean it, make sure it's clean, make sure it's wet, make sure it's like, you know, all that stuff. And I just sit there like in pause and I'm just like waiting. And I'm like, oh my God, if he were to have got through the door, that's it. Like these people are so stupid. Like they are so stupid. Like why do they take so long? Like, oh, so I'm just sitting there and I'm like just so on edge, super pissed off. Eventually I hear Mrs. Peach saying, mi amor, ay mi amor. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. I hope you brought vacation with you. So I open up the door and I'm like just looking out and she's like to close the door, So I'm like, okay, close the door. It takes them like a whole freaking hour of like getting him down from like hallway area. And Voldemort comes and I don't know what happened, but she and Mrs. Peach end up having like a battle of like cussing each other out and she leaves. So she's probably like, what are you doing here? No, what are you doing here? And it's like, oops. And Alexis called her, oops, my bad. She leaves. Voldemort texts me not to ever text her again, that to figure out my own problems. Okay, a bit dramatic, bitch. Shut the fuck up. So eventually Mrs. Peach comes to the room. She knocks on it. Alexis, it's me. Open it. And she's like, ¿Estás bien? Like, oh my gosh, like he never would have hurt you. Like, why do you get so scared? And I just look at her and she's like, that she's sorry that happened to me, but that wouldn't have happened. I'm like, he thought it was you. Like he was literally pounding on the door. And she's like, well, you are in our room. And I'm like, I know, but like, so I felt like, okay, I was crazy. Like it was such like a weird up moment where I was just like I was just like so scared. There was just towels everywhere in this hallway, like towels everywhere. Okay, I was just so pissed off because instead of her like just putting it to the side, she had like here, there, here, and it was just like, I know there is a little bit of home training there, ma'am, okay? She tells me that she's sorry that this happened and that she's gonna be staying the night, but that she's not going to be staying, like she's not back. Like she was telling me, I was like, I don't need to know anything. She's like, no, but you need to understand that like this behavior isn't okay and like you should never accept it. Like she's trying to give me a pep talk and it's like, ma'am, this is not the time right now, okay? I'm really exhausted. Eyes are all bloodshot and I'm like really scared. And she's like, you know, trying to reassure me that like he wouldn't have hurt me and that she's so sorry. And I'm like, he didn't even recognize like what was going on. And she was like, that's how he gets when he drinks this type of liquor. Like he just blacks out. I don't know why he did it, but he's going through a lot because blah blah blah. I don't care. Everyone goes to sleep. We wake up. It's cleaned. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought I had a nightmare. I was like, I thought I had a nightmare. Nope. I go downstairs. Mr. Peach is sitting there on his best behavior. His head is down and Mrs. Peach is right next to him. She's kind of like rubbing his back like, oh, you're okay. They're very really touchy. It's like very confusing because it's like, okay, whatever. Mr. Peach tells me, hi, Alexis, like, I'm so sorry, mija, like, I didn't mean to scare you. I thought Mrs. Peach was in the room. And she's like, yeah, like telling him and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but I kept telling you. And he was like, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered what you told me. Like, when I get like that, like, I don't remember anything. Like, he doesn't remember anything. He just knows that he wanted to go in the room. He was telling me, like, he's not going to drink like that no more. That, like, next time to tell him no. And I'm like, I did kind of say that. And he's like, no, you got to tell me, like, no. And then she's like, también no eres un niño. That, like, he's not a kid, that I shouldn't have to do that and stuff. And I'm like, oh, like, who cleaned? They got a family friend to come and clean because he didn't think that it was okay for me to clean and that he was, like, really sorry. And so I was like, cool. As long as I didn't have to clean it, like, okay, cool, whatever. The next couple of days, they are playing house again. I have never seen these two so much in love in my life, okay? Like, giggling. He's like, oh, mi amor. Her too. She's, like, washing the dishes. When does this bitch ever wash the dishes? Never, okay? She's, like, washing the dishes, and he come up behind her. Like, he is wooing her. Pissed me off so bad for Mrs. Peach because you can just see the glimpse of, like, where she's, like, loving it, and then you would see her just go back in time in her mind of, like, oh, you son of a bitch, oh, this, oh, that. And he would tell her, like, no, mi amor, don't do that, and just, like, give her, like, little kisses and stuff. And she would, like, try to pull herself out of it, you know, and it just sucked. And he'd be like, oh, I'll be right back. He'd come back with roses, and he would just, like, you know, and they would have their little bickering moments, and then he'd be like, no, it doesn't even matter all of a sudden. And then you would see her just pause and just go back into that, like, but what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And what about that? You know, just thinking. And it just sucked because been there, done that, and it happens, you know, and it really, really sucks. That's why when they say, when he shows you who he really is the first time, leave. Because you either forget it, okay, and don't bring it up again, or leave. Because if you're the type of person, and it's hard, you know, it's hard. It is hard when you forgive something that someone has done to you that has really, really hurt you. You will have those moments where you are replaying it over and over and over in your head. And we're not the nicest to ourselves. You know, it's not like, I'm like, ah, oh, man, we were so dumb. Or, yeah, we lived in whatever. No, you'd be like, but why? Why the f did you play me like that? Why did you do X, Y, and Z? Because if I did it, I know damn well we wouldn't be here right now. You would have been like, bye. But it sucks. So you're just sitting there constantly playing those memories in your head about, like, what this, what that. And you just, like, zone out. And you kind of even enjoy the now because of all the things that you let slide, or that one thing, or you start thinking about why I don't understand, what did I do, you know? It's a never ending game. Super in love, super lovey-dovey, cute with each other. She leaves here and there to go run some errands, but we all know it's vacation. She's going on little vacations, and he's just sitting there the whole time that she's gone, just sitting there, just, like, looking at me. And you could just see where it's like the gut-wrenching feeling he has in his panza, and it's just like unsettling, you know. And he's, like, asking me, like, oh, how does she look? Se mira bien, huh? Se mira bien, qué bueno. Like, he's just, like, asking questions, but he's answering them himself. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm just busy with the kids. Like, I'm just focused on them, okay? It's later that night. Mrs. Peach is supposed to be home at 3, okay? It's like 8, 9, okay? She's supposed to be home already. Calling is calling her, he's messaging, and he tells me, Alexis, can send a message, yeah, like, just send a message, please, please. And I'm like, okay, what do you want me to say? Where are you? And I'm like, okay, where are you? And she leaves me a question mark, and I'm like, are you gonna be returning? Mr. Peach is waiting. She doesn't respond. He's like, ay, mija, ¿qué dice? And I'm like, she said a question mark. I asked her, Mr. Peach wants to know when you're returning. She hasn't responded. And he's like, what did we do today? And I'm, like, looking at him. I was like, you want me to tell you what you did wrong today? And he's like, sí, dime. I was like, nada. Okay. And I'm just like, he probably thought, like, okay, these days, I'm gonna woo her, okay? I'm gonna woo her, get her all these expensive bags, all of this, and she's gonna want me back. When Voldemort was calling his phone, she picked it up, and she's like, oh, you know, it's Voldemort. End the call. No. Nope, don't want to talk to her. For what? Boy, shut the up and sit down. Shut up, okay? Shut up. Even when Sam was having a little tangents because she needed more money on the card, he was like, no. No, he thought pulling out all these stops was gonna make her be like, oh my god. She's a grown-ass woman, okay? She knows. She probably has seen this. She's not dumb. She's probably like, yeah, no. He tells me, what do we want for tonight to eat? Like, he's trying to keep busy. Because they're like, oh, pizza. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go pick it up. Me, I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Because I feel like he's gonna go out and he's gonna get a bottle. Because I already feel it. And he tells me, like, he's gonna go pick it up. And I was like, don't get a bottle. If you're gonna get a bottle, then I can't stay the night because I don't feel safe. Ay, tan dramática, relájate. Like I'm so dramatic to relax. And he's just gonna go out to relax. And I'm like, okay. I didn't even think like, oh, he's gonna go out to go like stalk Mrs. Peach. I didn't think any of that, okay? I was just like, don't drink, dude. Please don't drink. Like, this is so annoying. We're having a pretty chill moment. Like, she don't want to be saved. Just kidding. I'm just like, dude, like, get over it. She don't want to. Did you see Vacation? Because I saw Vacation. Did you see him? Okay, just saying. So he leaves and it gets later and later and later. I call him. He answers like right away. Yes, ¿qué pasa? Everything okay? Everything okay? Yes. We're wondering if the pizza's ready. It's been 2 hours. Yeah, I'm on my way. There's a lot of traffic. I was like, well, which one did you go to? Because I'm like, you can't, don't sir. He's like, Alexis, por favor, mija. Por favor. I'm like, okay. Be safe. Okay. He said to call him. If there's any updates. I'm like, okay, I will. I ended up feeding the kids. I'm getting the trash ready to throw out. I walk outside, throw out the garbage, and then I hear some like, so I turn and I see Cherry and I see Sam. And what did I say when I showed up? See that bitch? When I see her, what did I say? Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. I love you guys so much. When we hit 7K, I will post part number 2. I love you guys so freaking much. Thank you guys for all your love and support. It really means so much to me. I love you guys. Besos a todos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.